You really should be more careful with silk.
We all know them. The queen bees, the cheer captains, the girls who ruled the school with an iron fist and a scathing glare. From the iconic red scrunchie of Heather Chandler to the pink ensembles of Regina George and the Plastics, the mean girl has been a staple of pop culture for decades. But is she still the same one-dimensional villain we loved to hate? Or has modern television finally started to peel back the layers, revealing something more complex, more human, and maybe even a little bit relatable? In today's video, we're diving deep into the evolution of teen media's most iconic antagonists. We'll trace the archetype from its early days of pure, unadulterated evil to the nuanced anti-heroes we see today. So, grab your burn book and let's get started. Let's talk about it.
Where's Heather going?
She's going to cry.
The mean girl, as we know her today, really took shape in the late 80s and 90s. Think of Heather Chandler from Heathers, or even Chris from Carrie. These characters were defined by their cruelty, their wealth, and their position at the top of the social food chain. They were the clear antagonists, the obstacles our protagonists had to overcome.
Regina George. How do I even begin to explain Regina George?
Let's talk about Regina George. She's the poster child for the classic mean girl. Her name literally means queen in Latin. She's a master manipulator, a trendsetter, and she holds all the power at North Shore High. Her cruelty is her currency. She's not just mean for the sake of it. She's mean to maintain her status. She weaponizes gossip, social rules, like only wearing your hair in a ponytail once a week, and even friendships itself, to control her minions and dominate the social hierarchy.
How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George?
While we get a glimpse of her home life, her cool mom, her baby sister, her character is primarily an external force of chaos, a villain to be defeated. These characters are what we call one-dimensional. Their motivations are simple: power, popularity, and keeping others down. They serve a specific purpose in the story, and there's little to no exploration of their inner lives. You hate them because they are designed to be hated.
Wants a bite of me? Trick question. Everyone wanted a bite of me.
Fast forward to 2022, and we get Drea Torres in Do Revenge. Drea isn't just a mean girl, she's a complicated protagonist. She still has the ambition, the sharp tongue, and the desire for social dominance, but instead of being an untouchable villain like Regina, she's a fully fleshed out character whose meanness is rooted in insecurity, betrayal, and the pressure of class and identity.
My entire life, I've been a chameleon. Sometimes you have to pretend to be someone else to get what you want.
Where Regina weaponized social power like a sword, Drea weaponizes it as a survival tool. She's not evil for the sake of being evil. She's navigating a world where her image and reputation directly tie to her ability to move up in life. And unlike Regina, we follow Drea's perspective. We are forced to empathize with her, to see the human behind the cruelty. So what does this evolution tell us? In the 2000s, the mean girl was often an external force, someone for the nice girl protagonist to overcome. But by the 2020s, audiences wanted more nuance. They wanted to understand the mean girl, not just fear her. Drea Torres is still messy and manipulative, but she's also relatable. She represents how teen films have shifted from black and white morality tales to complex explorations of female identity, ambition, and survival.
My name is Catherine. I was hoping you could give the Salvatore brothers a message for me.
As the new millennium dawned, television began to peel back the layers of the mean girl, revealing characters who were far more complex than their predecessors. The one-dimensional villain was no longer enough. As audiences craved depth, writers delivered. This shift is perfectly exemplified in shows like Gossip Girl, The OC, and Sex Education, where the mean girl archetype was reimagined as a product of their environment, their personal struggles, and their deep-seated insecurities.
Real estate was just foreplay.
Seducing and humiliating you was the ultimate goal.
Gossip Girl gave us a character who at first glance seems to be a direct successor to Regina George, a wealthy, manipulative queen bee who rules her school with an iron fist and razor-sharp wit. She's obsessed with social status and has her own set of loyal minions. She's the queen of the Upper East Side, but unlike the mean girls before her, Blair's cruelty isn't born from pure malice, it's a coping mechanism. Blair's cruelty often stems from her deep-seated insecurity. Her relentless drive for perfection, her cunning schemes, and her sharp wit are all products of a desperate need to maintain control in a world where she felt like she has none.
You need to be cold to be queen. You can't make people love you, but you can make them fear you.
We see her constant struggle with her mother's high expectations, her father's absence, and her perpetual feeling of living in the shadow of her best friend. We see her vulnerability, her romantic side, and her moments of genuine loyalty. Her meanness is a shield, protecting a vulnerable and deeply insecure girl who fears being abandoned or overlooked. Blair is not just a villain, she's an anti-hero. We root for her, we understand her motivations, even when we don't agree with her actions. Her character development is a journey, not a static state. This is a crucial step in the evolution of the archetype.
Good one! But aren't you, like, the busboy?
Similarly, the OC introduced us to Summer Roberts, a character who initially fits the mean girl mold. She's popular, materialistic, and frequently snobbish, particularly towards the new student in school, Ryan Atwood. However, as the series progresses, we see a more nuanced and genuinely lovable side to Summer. Her mean-spirited comments and social posturing are revealed to be a performance, a way to fit in and maintain her status in the cutthroat world of Orange County high society.
Yeah, that's great and everything, but you want to take your stuff off the podium now?
The show masterfully deconstructs her character, showing her intelligence, her loyalty, and her surprising passions. Summer's journey from a shallow mean girl to a compassionate, well-rounded woman demonstrates how a character's flaw can lead to genuine growth, making a far more relatable and human portrayal.
What girls hate you, Ruby?
All of them. I'm a bitch, Maeve. I'm a bitch to everyone.
Another great example will be Ruby Matthews from Sex Education. Ruby is a leader of the Untouchables, the most popular clique at the high school. She's known for her cruel jokes, her scathing insults, and her impeccable fashion sense. She embodies the mean girl aesthetic. However, as the show progresses, we see beyond the facade. We see her insecure home life, her relationship with her disabled father, and her own hidden vulnerabilities.
I don't think I'm in love with you.
Sure you don't.
Her mean girl persona is a shield, a carefully crafted mask that keeps people at a distance so they can't hurt her. The show doesn't excuse her behavior, but it gives us a reason for it. It forces us to see her as a fully realized person, not just a stereotype. She's a character, not just an archetype.
Please don't tell anyone I was here.
I have no idea who you are.
That's impossible. Everyone knows who I am.
These more nuanced portrayals of mean girls challenged audiences' expectations and offered a more relatable understanding of teenage social dynamics. Instead of a clear villain who needs to be defeated, Blair, Ruby, and Summer were characters with whom we can empathize, even when their actions were deplorable. Their stories taught us that meanness can be a symptom of pain, insecurity, or a desperate desire for control. By giving us access to their inner worlds, these shows redefine the archetype, proving that the most compelling mean girls aren't just cruel, they are complex. They're a reflection of the messy, contradictory, and often painful reality of growing up.
What happens in high school is going to stay with us forever.
The evolution of the mean girl archetype has accelerated with the rise of social media, transforming the high school hierarchy from a physical battlefield into a digital one. In a world where a carefully curated Instagram feed can define your social status, the mean girl has new, more potent weapons at her disposal. Shows like Riverdale and Euphoria expertly capture this shift, exploring how social media platforms have amplified power dynamics, leading to new forms of bullying and manipulation.
I'm Cheryl Blossom, aka Cheryl Bombshell.
which means I need no reasons.
Riverdale's Cheryl Blossom is a prime example of this modern mean girl. While she initially embodies the classic queen bee, her actions are constantly magnified and weaponized by social media. The show uses online platforms to spread rumors, publicly shame rivals, and orchestrate complex social takedowns. For example, the infamous slut-shaming incident involving Veronica is not a private confrontation, but a public spectacle with screenshots and group chats used to humiliate and isolate her. The show highlights how a single post or text can have a devastating, long-lasting impact, turning a personal conflict into a school-wide scandal. The ever-present threat of a viral photo or a damning text message creates a new layer of anxiety for the characters, reflecting real-life pressures of growing up under constant digital surveillance.
Some girl like passed out in here.
Who cares? You want to dance?
Euphoria takes this a step further, diving deep into the psychological toll of digital life. The show uses social media as both a means of self-expression and a source of immense anxiety. Characters like Maddie Perez are celebrated for their glamorous online personas, but this curated image is a fragile shield. The show explores how a seemingly perfect digital life can mask deep-seated insecurities and mental health struggles. The power of social media is also wielded as a weapon in a much darker way, particularly in the storyline involving the non-consensual sharing of intimate photos. This reflects a disturbing reality of the digital age, where a person's vulnerability can be exploited and distributed to a massive anonymous audience with just a few clicks. The show's visual style, with its swirling kaleidoscope of scenes and images, mimics the overwhelming and often suffocating nature of a life lived online.
90% of life is confidence. The thing about confidence is no one knows if it's real or not.
These portrayals reflect the anxieties and pressures of the digital age. They show us that online popularity is a fragile currency and that the modern mean girl isn't just a bully. She's often a product of a system that rewards performance and punishes authenticity. By showcasing the darker side of online influence, these shows offer a more visceral and troubling look at teenage social dynamics than any pre-digital era show could. The mean girl's power is no longer limited to the school hallways. It is now pervasive, inescapable, and permanently etched into the digital landscape.
Are you really gonna eat that, sweetie? I'm being a friend, Hannah.
The mean girl archetype, for all her cruelty, often serves a profound purpose. She is a catalyst for character development. By acting as a formidable source of conflict, she forces protagonists to confront their own insecurities, develop resilience, and ultimately grow stronger. This dynamic is a cornerstone of many popular teen dramas where the mean girl's influence extends far beyond bullying.
I thought you were my friend. Don't you get it? I'm trying to help you do the right thing.
In Pretty Little Liars, the ultimate mean girl, Alison De Laurentiis, is the ghost at the center of the show's mystery. Her disappearance is what brings the four protagonists back together. But it's not just her disappearance that drives the plot, it's her legacy. The girls' every action is colored by their memories of Alison and the secrets they kept for her. Her past manipulation and bullying, combined with the new threat of A, pushes the girls to become resourceful, brave, and fiercely loyal to one another. They are constantly forced to confront their own past mistakes and vulnerabilities, all of which were either created by or hidden for Alison. Her character, though often absent, is the very engine of their personal growth and the formation of their unbreakable bond.
The event is called Sexy Suds, you know?
Similarly, in The Vampire Diaries, the character of Caroline Forbes starts as a classic mean girl, insecure, gossipy, and obsessed with popularity. She is initially a source of conflict for protagonist Elena Gilbert, but her character arc is a masterclass in redemption. When she's turned into a vampire, her newfound powers and struggles force her to shed her shallow exterior and become a more compassionate, strong-willed, and empathetic person. Her journey is a direct result of confronting the darkness within herself and her new reality. The show uses her transformation to explore themes of self-worth and inner strength, proving that even a mean girl can find redemption and become a hero in her own right. This shift from antagonist to protagonist challenges our initial assumptions and showcases the potential for profound change.
So you're saying that now I'm basically an insecure, neurotic control freak on crack?
These interactions, far from being just simple conflicts, become a crucible for growth. The protagonist learns to stand up for themselves and others, to navigate complex social situations, and to understand the motivations behind cruelty. At the same time, the mean girl character is often given her own journey of redemption, revealing the fragile humanity behind her tough exterior. The exploration of empathy and the potential for change offers viewers a more complete understanding of both the bully and the bullied, demonstrating that no one is beyond growth and, in some cases, redemption.
People like me matter here. People like you will never matter.
The mean girl archetype has seen a significant evolution, moving beyond the simple, one-dimensional bully and into a more complex, nuanced, and diverse character. This shift is driven by a combination of changing societal values, a greater demand for authentic representation, and the pervasive influence of social media. Future portrayals will likely continue to reflect the complexities of modern teenage life, where the lines between hero and villain are increasingly blurred. One of the most significant changes, as we're already seeing, is the move away from the purely archetype queen bee to a more psychologically rich antagonist. The old school mean girl was often a caricature, a plot device to antagonize the protagonist. Now, shows are more inclined to give these characters a rich backstory, exploring the insecurities, trauma, and societal pressures that fuel their cruelty. The mean girl of the future is less of a villain and more of a deeply flawed and sometimes sympathetic character navigating her own messy journey.
Check your sell-by date, ladies. Faux lesbian kissing hasn't been taboo since 1994.
The influence of social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram will be central to these new narratives. Bullying is no longer confined to the school hallways. It's a 24/7 digital phenomenon. This presents a new frontier for storytelling, where the mean girl can wield her influence not with gossip in the cafeteria, but with a viral video or a cruel comment thread. Conversely, these platforms also offer a way for protagonists to fight back, leveraging online supports and exposing the bully's actions to a wider audience. The future mean girl story won't be about social hierarchy in high school. It will be about the dangerous, performative, and often public nature of modern social dynamics. This also allows for greater exploration of intersectionality, with characters whose meanness isn't tied to just popularity, but to issues of race, class, and gender identity. Ultimately, the mean girl archetype will continue to be a vital tool for examining social dynamics in teen media. As our culture becomes more attuned to mental health, trauma, and the complexities of identity, so too will our villains. The future mean girl will be a character we not only love to hate, but also at times understand and even empathize with, holding a mirror up to the complex and often unseen struggles of modern adolescents.
I spent 17 years meticulously curating the perfect life.
So, to answer the initial question, has the mean girl archetype evolved? I'd argue that the archetype itself hasn't changed as much as our storytelling has. We're no longer content with surface-level villains. We've demanded more from our female characters, and writers have delivered. They've given us women who are powerful, flawed, and sometimes even downright cruel. But they've also given us their stories, their pain, and their humanity. The modern mean girl isn't a monster. She's a reflection of the complicated, messy reality of being a woman. She's a product of her environment, her insecurities, and her desires. She's still a force to be reckoned with, but now we get to understand why she's fighting so hard in the first place. What do you think? Who was your favorite Mean Girl character? Do let me know in the comments. And also, if you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Also, don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified when I post a new video. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!